I'm Calista Redmond, and welcome to the open era of computing. I'm the CEO of RISC-V International, and I'm here to share with you a little bit about our organization and the progress we're seeing here and around the world across industries. Thank you so much for joining us. Open source and collaboration have underpinned the progress of society, the progress of technology around the world for many generations, hundreds of years in fact. From the advent of open standards and collaborations, we find ourselves today in a world that has its foundation on open source software, the collaboration to further the public good and societal importance, and now that is coming to hardware as well. And RISC-V is leading that revolution. RISC-V is the free and open instruction set architecture that enables the type of collaboration that we see around the world across different workloads. This is not bounded by design constraints or IP licensing. It allows for open design freedom so that you can implement the types of things that you're specifically looking for your implementation. This is the strategic future of computing, and the time is now. RISC-V is already seeing incredible progress, and we invite you to join with us on that journey. Why is RISC-V so disruptive? First of all, it is a very lightweight modular design. In fact, with only 47 base instructions, you have the freedom to add on to that the extensions that are just perfect for your workload. That means that you don't have the encumbrance of many instructions and many extensions that are not important to what you're trying to accomplish. This also means that you don't have to negotiate IP licensing for all the different types of designs that you wish to embark on. The ISA is free. It does not require royalties or any other stipulations by a proprietary organization. This means that you have unconstrained opportunity. Think about the unlimited collaboration partners, the development that goes into your product, and how that translates then to a competitive product that has boundless markets. You can work with increasing numbers in your supply chain, expanding geographies, domains, and other types of implementations, even adjacent to your core competence. By removing all of these barriers, we have fueled a revolution and allowed for all of our stakeholders to seize growing opportunities. And that's where it all comes together. It is great if you can invent and innovate something that is compelling and, fun, but it is even more profound when it changes the trajectory of an industry, when you are allowed then to embark on new market opportunities that were previously not open to you, or that are just beginning to take hold. In fact, the IoT market, 50 billion connected devices by 2030. This is a fast-moving market with no current incumbent. That means that this field is open to anyone, open to all innovations, and that's an opportunity that you can take advantage of. Think about what RISC-V has, the role RISC-V is playing in this. We are growing at 114% CAGR. This is the fastest growth market that we've ever seen in the semiconductor space. You are now seeing microprocessors in every domain across many different disciplines, from toothbrushes to Toyotas. And that is an opportunity for RISC-V to take an unbounded approach across many different industries where there is no current incumbent. The predictions for RISC-V are continuing to skyrocket. The first time I saw this report, it said 65 billion RISC-V cores, CPU cores by 2025, and now we're saying, you know what, those numbers were too small. We are now predicting 80 billion RISC-V CPU cores by 2025. We are on our way to realizing that vision. In fact, just in December, Deloitte confirmed this prediction. They said the market for RISC-V processing cores will double in 2022 from what we just saw, and it's going to double again in 2023. Folks, we did a quick calculation of only what we know about today, which is not the entire picture. We already see 2 billion RISC-V cores in market in 2021. Quick math, we're going to see 4 billion in 2022 and 8 billion by 2023. We are well on the trajectory to realizing this vision. In fact, as RISC-V grows, so does the market. The market for semiconductor IP is predicted to go from $5.2 billion in 2020 to $8.6 billion by 2025, with RISC-V consuming 28% of the IoT market. That's nearly a third. We see a lot of increasing usage in automotive and industrial as well. Beyond these sweet spots, we are seeing RISC-V already in nearly a quarter of ASIC and FPGA design starts. This was put out just in November of 2020, and we're continuing to see this skyrocket. RISC-V is being found across workloads in many different domains. Let's think about the progress that we've seen in the last year or so. Data center, cloud, HPC, scale-out workloads are bringing RISC-V in under the covers to help with acceleration, to help with edge workloads. So, look at what Alibaba has put out. 4 different RISC-V processors, open sourcing some of these for global consumption. Imagination, an entire RISC-V CPU family. Not to be left out in storage, Seagate, with hard disk drive controllers. We continue to see this. Even Intel has a RISC-V processor called Neos. We are continuing to see this grow in telecom communications. 5G has unleashed an avalanche of design possibilities. There are so many microprocessors that go into just a cell phone as well as the other connected devices. The Andes 64-bit RISC-V processor has been adopted by SK Telecom. Alibaba has ported Android to RISC-V, and Google is using RISC-V in their in-house processor specifically for security and making things more resilient against advanced attacks. Automotive. Wow, think of all the processors in a car alone. This is just skyrocketing from infotainment to drivetrain. Imagination's GPU is being linked together for safety critical applications. Very important in automotive. We see this with Renesas and Europe's GA Next project. Numerous implementations are leveraging RISC-V because of the key features and design capabilities, but also for the transparency and how that relates to safety critical applications. Consumer and IoT devices, whether it's a health watch, wearables such as Huami's RISC-V wearables, or Huawei developing IoT boards specific to this market. GreenWaves is using RISC-V for its hearables and scene-aware neural network-based noise reduction applications. Microchip has come about with the first SoC FPGA development kit. And this is even coming to small board computers, as we've seen with Rios as well as Sci-Fi. The frontiers are unlimited. When it comes to AI and ML, these are key competitive differentiators. Many companies around the world are leveraging RISC-V to gain a distinct advantage in their markets. Star5, world's first RISC-V AI visual processing platform, Esperanto, emerging from stealth with a 1,000 plus core RISC-V AI accelerator. RISC-V is here. It is the foundation of open computing. In edge computing, we see this happening from Western Digital and Seed Studios with their Cypia Max. and Micromagic as well. These are important workloads as we bring compute capabilities to the edge in low bandwidth environments at low power. High performance computing. We're seeing this especially in Europe as massive investment is coming in for the European Processor Initiative. They had their first chip tape out in September of 2021. The Technical University of Munich quantum cryptography chip for quantum computing security demands. Guys, security starts with transparency. RISC-V is entirely transparent because it's open. And that's something you can build on, you can count on, and you can continue to proliferate across workloads. It takes an entire community. RISC-V is at the center of that, collaborating with our peer organizations around the industry, whether it's runtimes and applications, hypervisors, and operating systems, as well as the key pieces that come into building, designing, and implementing, from debug and security to other types of verification. RISC-V is central to that, and our community is engaged across all of these stakeholders. In fact, we are noticing continued, ongoing, tremendous growth. We saw 131% growth in 2020 and 133% growth in 2021. This is an industry that must collaborate and must come together across all stakeholders. We now have more than 2,500 RISC-V members, and I hope we may count you among them. Why? Why join RISC-V? It's important. It is important that you engage early in the technical deliverables and the technical roadmap. It is important that you're designing to the base specifications so that you're not going to become irrelevant in another quarter or another year, that you are building for the strategic future of your organization. So we have a technical roadmap, a lot of detail here, and all of these charts will be available later. So that technical roadmap is very important as we continue to address needs across the ecosystem. We have many technical programs that underwrite that, from verification and compatibility to development partners and RISC-V labs. Beyond that, we are here to amplify and give visibility to the progress our members are making to help you become successful on RISC-V. So engage with us. Think about engaging with us because it's going to accelerate your technical traction, because you can contribute your strategic point of view before things are ratified. Deepen, engage, and become a leader, a profound leader in this industry. And I encourage you and I invite you to build RISC-V into your company, your strategy, and on a personal level, into your mission. We succeed when we come together, when we collaborate, when we come together as nations, as companies, and as individuals to change the industry for the foreseeable future. I'm grateful for the time that you have shared with me today. I invite you to engage with us at risc5.org. Follow us in WeChat, on Twitter, and follow me as well. And let's engage. Let's together reshape, reform, and reinvent what computing is across industries and around the world. Thank you for your time.